Hello students. In the last video we discussed about the electricity, the place where the electricity is generated, and charge, types of electricity that we discuss. Now in this video we are going to discuss about the examples on charge, numericals on charge, difference between conductors and insulator, current and potential difference. So now from that first example, it is very important example for exam point of view. Calculate the number of electrons constituting 1 coulomb of charge. So already in the definition we studied on electron how much charge is there. Number of electron 1. So on 1 electron how much charge is there? Amount of charge on 1 electron. How much? 1.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 19 coulomb. Unit of charge is coulomb. That also we discussed. So on 1 electron how much charge is there? 1.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 19 coulomb charge. So if the charge is 1 coulomb, if the charge is 1 coulomb, then the number of electrons, they ask number of electrons. So how much is the number of electrons? 1 by 1.6 into 10 raised to the power 19. So if we will transfer this according to laws of exponent, so what will get? 1.6 into 10 raised to the power 19. In 9th standard we studied laws of exponents. There if the power is negative, how to make it positive, that we discuss. Okay. So now remove the decimal point. So 10 by 16. So what will get? 2 5s are 2 8s are. So now divide it. 5, 8, 0, 8 6 are 48, 2, 0, 8 2s are 60, 4, 0, 8 5s are 40. So how much it will come? 0.625 into 10 raised to the power 19. So in 1 coulomb charge, how many electrons are there? 0.625 into 10 raised to the power 19 electrons. So if we will write in the standard form, in 8th standard we studied how to write in the standard form. So 6.25 into 10 raised to the power 8 electrons. So in 1 coulomb charge, how many electrons are there? 6.25 into 10 raised to the power 18 electrons. So therefore 1 coulomb charge constitute 6.25 into 10 raised to the power 18 electrons. So it is for 1 electron. So in the exam maybe they will ask for 2 electrons, 3 electrons. So what it will come? Here in place of 1 what will come? If 2 electrons means 2 it will come. For 3 electrons 3 it will come. So like that it will come. So okay students, so hope you understand how to solve this. Now we will go on the conductors and insulator. So based on conduction. So conduction means what? Charges are flowing through some material and not flowing from another material. For example, charge will flow through metals, but charge will not flow through non-metals except graphite. Okay, so some materials charge it will flow, some materials charge it will not flow. So based on the conduction of charges through the materials, that materials divided into two categories, which are that conductor and insulator. So how it is categorized? Based on conduction of charges. Based on conduction of charges, materials divided into two categories. Which are the two categories? Conductors and insulator. So what is the meaning of conductors? So this we will discuss in the difference between form. So what is the meaning of conductor? The material through which electricity can flow is called conductor. What is the meaning of conductor? The materials through which electricity can flow is called conductor. For example, metals, iron, copper, gold, aluminium. These metals, if we will connect to the electricity, so electricity can pass through that material. So such materials we call conductors. And what is the meaning of insulator? The materials through which electricity cannot pass is called insulator. Means, for example, wood, plastic, rubber, these materials, if you connect the electricity, so electricity cannot flow in that. If you will touch to another end, you will not get any kind of electric shock. But metal, if it is there, you will get the shock. Why? Electricity can flow. And why here you will not get the shock? Because electricity cannot flow. So such materials we call insulators. So second point, what is the conductors? All metals are good conductors of electricity. All metals, whatever metals are there, all metals are good conductors of electricity. And copper is the best conductor. So that's why whatever electrical wires we are making, that electrical wires made up of copper. Understood? So all metals are good conductors of electricity. And here what will come? All non-metals except graphite, because graphite is the good conductor of electricity. All non-metals except graphite are insulators. Clear, student? Hope you understand this point. So why electricity is flowing through conductors? What is the reason? Here electricity is flowing and here electricity is not flowing. What is the main reason? So main reason is there. Conductors contain large number of free electrons. What is? Conductors contain large number of free electrons. Due to these free electrons, what will happen? They will conduct the electricity. And in insulators, do not contain free electrons. So here free electrons are not there. Because of that, the electricity cannot flow. Here free electrons are there. Due to that, electricity can flow. Understood? So these 3 points are there. And last point, fourth point is example. While writing the difference between, always we have to write the difference in 2 columns, not one below other. Always keep in the mind while writing the difference between, so we have to write the difference in this way only. Otherwise you will not get the mark. Clear? So what are the example? Here copper, aluminium, silver, iron, etc. All metals. And here what will come? Rubber, plastic, wood. These are the bad conductors or insulators. So got the 4 points, and for writing the difference between 4 points are enough. Okay students? So hope you understand how to write the difference between conductors, insulators, and how to find out the number of electrons. Now we will go on the next topic. Now next topic is there electric potential. So in electric potential, what is the meaning of electric potential? The electric energy per unit charge is called electric potential. Electrical energy, how much amount of electric energy can flow through 1 coulomb of charge. That is called the electric potential. Or in the simple language we can say that the level of positive charge on the electron is called the electric potential. In simple language, the level of electric charge on the electron is called the electric potential. So in the lower class this definition we studied, but now in higher class scientific definition we have to write. For understanding it is okay. The level of positive charge on the electron is called electric potential. For understanding it is okay, but for writing the definition, now we are in 10th standard. So according to that scientific definition we have to write. So what is the scientific definition? the electric energy per unit charge is called electric potential. And what is the formula for that? Electric potential equals to electric energy per charge. This is the formula for electric potential. Or another way also we can define the work done in moving a small positive charge from infinity to that point in the electric field is called electric potential. Is called electric potential. How much work is done for moving a small positive charge from infinity to a particular point in the electric field is called electric potential. Another definition, what is? Out of two, any one you can write. The amount of work done in moving a unit positive charge from infinity to a particular point in the electric field is called electric potential. And due to this flow of charge, it produces the potential difference and current. What will produce? Potential difference and electric current. So what is the meaning of potential difference and electric current? That difference we will discuss. So instead of learning separately electric current and potential difference, I will explain in the difference between form. Okay, means it is easy to understand. So now potential difference, or it is called PD, and second is the current, electric current. So what is the difference between these two? So again one thing, in electric potential are flowing from higher potential to lower potential. For example, in our daily life, water cannot flow from lower to higher. Means from low-lying area, water cannot flow from the top. Clear? For example, for that one simple experiment is there. One bucket, two buckets has to take. One bucket you has to keep at the height and another bucket you can keep at the ground. And connect with the pipe. And on the tap, see from which direction, from lower to higher water it will flow or higher to lower water it will flow. So always we are finding that water will flow from higher to lower. From where it will flow? From higher to lower. So electric potential is also flowing from higher potential to lower potential. Got it? Now we will come on the topic. So what is potential difference? So in general, what is the potential difference? The difference of potential between the two terminals is called potential difference. This is the general definition. The difference in the potential between the two terminals is called potential difference. And what is the current in general? In general, whatever general I am telling, that we cannot write the definition in the exam. Always we have to write the scientific definition. Always be careful the words. This is for understanding what is the actual meaning, but scientific definition is different, and always we have to write the scientific definition only. Clear? So in general, what is the meaning of current? Current is the continuous flow of electron from negative terminal to positive terminal is called current. What is the meaning of current? Continuous flow of electron from negative terminal to positive terminal. Always electrons are moving from negative to positive terminal, but the current is flowing opposite of that, positive terminal to negative terminal. That it will come in the next topic, the flow of electron. Okay, so from that we can decide the direction of current. So hope you understand this first point, the general definition of current and potential difference. But scientific definition, what is the meaning of scientific definition? Scientifically, the amount of work done in moving a positive charge from one terminal to other terminal is called potential difference. This is the scientific definition. What is the amount of work done in moving a positive charge from one terminal to other terminal is called potential difference. And according to this, we can write the formula: potential difference equals to work done by charge. What is the formula for potential difference? Work done by charge. Potential difference is denoted by V, work done W, charge is denoted by Q. So what is the formula for potential difference? V equals to W by Q. So in current, how to define scientifically? Scientifically, the amount of charge flowing through any cross section of conductor in unit time is called current. What is the definition of current? Scientific definition: the amount of charge flowing through any cross section of conductor in unit time is called current. Means in a given time how much charge is flowing through a conductor, that is called the electric current. So according to the definition, current equals to charge by time. What is the formula for current? According to definition, current equals to charge by time. So current is denoted by I. So charge is Q and time is T. So what is the formula? I equals to Q by T. Understood the third point? Now fourth point, potential difference is denoted by letter V. Which letter is used to denote the potential difference? V. Or another name is there for potential difference, voltage. What is the another name of potential difference? Voltage. And what is the another name for current? Amperage. Another name of current is amperage and another name of potential difference is voltage. Understood? So voltage, amperage, and again one word is there, wattage. So wattage word is used for power. What is the another name of power? Wattage. So here voltage, amperage and wattage. So here current is denoted by letter capital I. Current is denoted by letter capital I. Another point for potential difference, SI unit of potential difference is volt. What is the SI unit of potential difference? Volt. Why it is volt? It is discovered by Alessandro Volta. Who discovered the potential difference? Alessandro Volta. In the honor of that, the unit name is volt. Understood? So 1 volt equals to 1000 millivolt or 10 raised to the power 3 millivolt. 1 millivolt equals to 1 by 1000 volt or 10 raised to the power minus 3 volt. Now here in current, SI unit of current is ampere. What is the SI unit of current? Ampere. Why it is ampere? Current is discovered by Andrew Mary Ampere. Who discovered the current? Andrew Mary Ampere. So in the honor of that, the SI unit of current is ampere and it is denoted by letter A. This volt is denoted by letter V. So 1 ampere equals to 1000 milliampere, means 10 raised to the power 3 milliampere. 1 milliampere equals to 1 by 1000 ampere or 10 raised to the power minus 3 ampere. Understood this? To measure the potential difference, everything we are measuring. So temperature, for measuring the temperature we are using the thermometer. For measuring the anything we are using the balance. Is there instrument is there for measuring? So same way here also instrument is there for measuring potential difference and current. So instrument used for measuring potential difference is voltmeter. Which instrument is used to measure the potential difference? Voltmeter. And here instrument used to measure current is ammeter. Which instrument is used? Ammeter. Understood this? How many points are? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. For writing the difference between, how many points it is necessary? 4 points. So I gave how many points? 6 points. So instead of explaining separately potential difference and current, I explain in the form of difference between. So hope you understand, student, this. Now we will write here voltmeter and ammeter it came. So what is the difference between voltmeter and ammeter, that we will discuss. So hope you understand, student, this. So now we will go on the difference between voltmeter and ammeter. Now in the exam, the question it will ask like this. What is the SI unit of potential difference? And define it. So what we are writing here, define it, they will ask. So we are writing the definition of potential difference, and there we are making the mistake. They did not ask to define potential difference. What they asked, define the SI unit of potential difference. So how to write the answer? SI unit of potential difference is volt. What is the SI unit of potential difference? Volt. And 1 volt definition. What is the 1 volt definition? The potential difference is said to be 1 volt if 1 joule of work is done in moving 1 coulomb of charge from one point to other point. What is 1 coulomb? The 1 joule of work is done. If 1 joule of work is done in moving 1 coulomb of charge. So for that purpose, this we have to remember. It is easy to write the definition. What is the potential difference is said to be 1 volt if 1 joule of work is done in moving 1 coulomb of charge from one point to other point, is called 1 volt potential difference. Same way question it will ask, what is the SI unit of current, and define it. Means here we have to write the definition of SI unit of current, not the current. Okay. So SI unit of current is ampere. So what is the definition of 1 ampere? The electric current is said to be 1 ampere if 1 coulomb of charge flows through any cross section of conductor in 1 second. For this we have to remember. 1 ampere equals to 1 coulomb by 1 second. So how to define it? The electric current is said to be 1 ampere if 1 coulomb of charge flows through any cross section of conductor in 1 second. He is called 1 ampere current. So hope you understand how to write the answer of the question. So now we will write the difference between the ammeter and voltmeter. Now difference between ammeter and voltmeter. So how to write the difference? First point, it came in the difference between potential difference and current. What is? Instrument used to measure current is ammeter. So what is instrument used to measure current is ammeter, and voltmeter, instrument used to measure potential difference is voltmeter. For measuring the potential difference, whatever instrument is used, that instrument is voltmeter, and instrument is for measuring the current, whatever instrument we are using, that is the ammeter. So what is the symbol of ammeter? Symbol of ammeter is like it is the symbol of ammeter. The symbol of voltmeter is positive and negative terminal. So in the circuit diagram, whatever here diagrams we are drawing, that diagrams we call circuit diagram. So in the circuit diagram, to show voltmeter and ammeter, whatever symbol we are using, that symbols are like this. In a circle A means ammeter, in a circle B means it is voltmeter. Then third, ammeter always connected in series. Ammeter is always connected in series. Series means, now afterwards the topic it is going to come series combination and parallel combination. So what is series and what is parallel combination, that you will understand in the next topic. So till up to that, you have to remember ammeter always connected in series and voltmeter always connected in parallel. Why it is connected in series and why it is connected in parallel? So ammeter has low resistance. Why it is connected in series? Because it has low resistance. Ammeter has low resistance. And why voltmeter is connected in parallel? Because voltmeter has high resistance. this word resistance. So the meaning of resistance, it will come in Ohm's law. What is the meaning of resistance? So simply you can remember the property of conductor to oppose the flow of current. For flow of current, those who are opposing, that is called the resistance. In general, we are telling for our body, our resistance power is more, means easily diseases cannot attack on us because our immunity power is more. That immunity power is the resistance. So same way here also resistance. Those who are opposing the flow of current, that is called resistance. So this is the difference between ammeter and voltmeter. So hope you understand, students, this. Now next it is there, that is how the current flows in the conductor. Flow of electron in the conductor, how it is flowing, that we will discuss. And Ohm's law, most important, Ohm's law, first law of this lesson is Ohm's law. Understood, students? So whatever today I explained, hope you understand that. Write it and study it. Any doubt is there that you can ask, I will clear it. Okay, students? Thank you and have a nice day.